This is probably going to be one of the most important videos you watch in 2023. I'm about to go ahead and break down multiple ways for you to be able to grow and scale your business. My name is Nehemiah Davis, and in this video, I'm about to go ahead and share with you my optimization strategy, where we're going to show you how to grow, optimize every area of your business. And in this video, we want to focus on four particular, right? So we're going to focus on marketing, we're going to focus on sales, we're going to focus on marketing, we're going to focus on sales, we're going to focus on your team, and we're going to focus on operations, right? And I believe if you focus on those four and get everything dialed in, it will be absolutely game changing for you and your business. So those who don't know, my name is Nehemiah Davis. I help coaches, consultants, and course creators grow their business leveraging digital marketing. If you want to learn more, you guys can go to mastermindwithneo.com and apply to be a part of my mastermind. So without further ado, let's get into it. Step number one, optimize every area of your business, right? And the reason why this is so important and so critical, the biggest mistake that I see so many entrepreneurs make is they want to just keep adding new components to their business, right? So I'll give you an example. So let's hypothetically say you do digital marketing, right? And you're focusing on, let's just say, outbound sales, right? And let's just say you're becoming very good at outbound sales. You're getting very good at it. But now you're like, yo, let me go ahead and focus now on direct mail. So now what happens sometimes is we neglect optimizing and making that one area perfect. So what I want you to do on your paper, just write optimize, right? And I want you to write all of those words down: marketing, sales, team, all of those different things, because I want to talk about a few ways that you can pretty much optimize each of them areas. And the reason why I want to talk about it, because if you focus on getting each of these areas right, you're going to literally make your team better. You're going to make your organization better. And ultimately, you're going to make more money. So the first thing let's talk about in optimizing is sales. So sales is the lifeblood of your business, right? So a few things that you need to begin right now, and I want you to write this word down. It's called KPIs, right? Key performing indicators, right? Every single day, you need to be talking to whoever's running your sales department, if you even have a sales department, or if that's even you, on what's happening with sales, right? So for example, just say what one of our programs or one of our departments in our company is, everybody on our sales team, they got to make anywhere from 100 to 150 outbound calls a day, and they got to book a minimum of 5 appointments a day. So every single day when they report back at the end of the day, guess what? I'm checking that KPI. Was 100 calls made? Did we book 5 calls? And if that wasn't happening, I'm on the phone with my sales manager and I'm asking, yo, why weren't the KPIs reached? So the first thing with sales is you want to go ahead and set up KPIs in your business where every single day you're measuring certain things. So if you're doing outbound sales, outbound calls, how many must be made? If you're doing outbound DMs, how many must be messaged? If you're doing outbound texts, how many must happen? So the first thing is you want to start asking yourself is, how can I start making sure a certain number is hit with this every single day, right? Not some days, like every single day, these sales must be done. Every single day, these messages must be sent. Every single day, these calls must be taken, and you literally cannot miss a day. And the next thing when we talk about this, and I'll talk about it when I get down to your team, you must have some sort of, I don't want to say penalty, but there must be some sort of conversation that need to be had if the KPIs aren't reached, or why aren't they reached, so you can go ahead and identify and fix what are some things you could do. Another thing when we talk about optimizing sales, and this sometimes sounds counterintuitive because lately I've been telling people to focus on one thing, getting one thing right, but I want you to ask yourself this in your business: how can I drive more sales into my company based on what we're currently already doing? Right. So let's say if you got a sales department, right, and you are only taking inbound calls, an easy way for you to possibly get more sales is to start incorporating outbound calls. An easy way for you to get more sales, if I see this all the time on social media, right, I see so many people who are influencers and entrepreneurs, and they're not leveraging their direct messages, right? So you want to go ahead, one thing, if I'm somebody trying to optimize sales, I'm going to go ahead and put people inside of my direct messages. So for me, every single day, I got somebody working my DMs from, I think they work from 10 o'clock to 8 p.m. every single day. So if I'm thinking about optimizing, I'm like, Neil, what should I do with this? So instead of working from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., guess what I'm now doing? We're now hiring somebody to work overnight. So now instead of having our DMs open for anywhere from 10 hours, we're now going to open our DMs the entire night. So guess what? We're not doing anything different really in our sales process. We're just being more frequent and doing more of that thing. And doing more of that thing is going to ultimately get you more sales. Let me give you guys a prime example. So right now I'm live on YouTube, right? But guess what? I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on Facebook, right? So ideally, I could just be live on YouTube. But because I'm live on all of these platforms, guess what's happening now? I'm spreading my message further, faster. But I'm not doing anything different. I'm doing the same amount of work once. So what you want to write down and ask yourself is, how can I do the same amount of work once, but reach the masses? How can I be seen by everybody, right? So again, in your sales process, I just want you to write down all the different ways you are making money right now. In addition to all the different ways you're making money, I want you to write down, what are new ways we could generate revenue? I'm not talking about opening a new business, but what are some new ways you can generate revenue right now with your current business? What are some things that you are not doing that you need to begin to do? And when you do this, when you sit down, you're going to start finding ways to make more money. Like before I filmed this video, I sat down, I'm like, yo, here are some new ways for us to generate more money. We're not doing many things different. We're in the same realm. We're not opening up a new business, right? And people are already asking for what the service is. I'm like, let's just incorporate that. That's one new way we could bring revenue into this business. What's another new way we could bring revenue into this business, right? What somebody on my team can do, right? So the next thing, let's talk about optimizing this team. Team, right? Together, well, I forgot what team stands for, but I believe it stands for like together. I forgot what it stands for. But anyway, but my guy Darius always say, you don't go as far as your dream, you go as far as your team. So when I talk about optimizing your team, one of the things you want to start doing is, and we just start incorporating these in our company, right? They talk about these level 10 meetings, and you can learn this from the book Traction, but we are now incorporating optimizing our meeting experience where we're not just meeting to meet, but we're meeting for a purpose. We're meeting to get things done. But guess what happens now? We're having multiple company meetings and making sure everybody's on the same page. So a mistake that I made earlier on in our company was I might give somebody an assignment, might give someone else assignment, but we're speaking in silos, which mean like I'm speaking to one person instead of speaking to everybody who can identify what tasks we need to work on. So you want to start asking yourself, how can I optimize just my team, right? A few things. One, ask your team, how can you get better, right? Like, what are some things that you believe that I can get better? For me, for my team is I got to become a better communicator. I got to focus on becoming a better leader. And I know these things. These are things that I'm constantly working on. But go ahead and do a customer, like almost a team survey on how can we improve? Another thing you may want to send out one time when you're on a call, like, who's performing the best on the team? Who do you think no longer needs to be on the team, right? Because honestly, sometimes a biggest mistake that we have is we hold on to people far too long that's just not a good fit for the company. Like I've held on people in our company that I know, like, man, you're not helping the company 100%. You're somewhat hurting the company, but because you just want to hold on to your team, sometimes that doesn't help. So another way of optimizing your team, for those who don't have a team, don't have W-2 employees yet, looking to get one, is you want to go ahead and hire you an HR department, either an HR company that can manage it or somebody that can come manage everybody, from managing schedules, managing attitudes. Like we brought on HR this year and it changed the game for us. We're hiring more people, right? They also act as our recruiter. So we're hiring new staff. Like they're literally doing a whole bunch of work in our company that's just making everything so much better. So look at hiring HR. Another thing when it comes to team optimizing, right? One of my biggest mistakes I made, and I want to share this with you, right? And if you guys are getting game in the comments, just write game. Just share some of your takeaways. I want to know your experience as well with some of the things I'm breaking down. But one of the biggest mistakes that I've made in business is hiring for potential. You're probably like, Neo, what are you talking about exactly when you talk about hiring for potential? When I talk about hiring for potential, my biggest mistake is that I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, hey, let me bring them on my team. Let's train them up. Hopefully they'll end up finding a role, getting good with the role. And that ends up taking anywhere from 1 to 5 months just to getting the person to the level you want. And then what happens is some of them may leave, some of them may stay. But now one of the things that we're doing with our company when it comes to optimizing is from the very beginning, we are looking for top talent. Like I want to hire the best people, right? And a few ways you could do that. You could poach people, which means going to go take people from other people's companies. It is what it is. Or right now, if you're looking at what's happening in the world, all of these big companies are laying off people. Twitter's laying off people, social media, Instagram, Google. So now you literally able to go hire top talent, maybe for a fraction of the cost, right? And one of the reasons why, because they won't have a job. And normally if you're working at the Twitters of the world, the Googles of the world, that's probably one of the highest salaries you can get. But when you come work for a smaller company, it may not be a budget for that. So some of those individuals are going to be like, man, I'd rather get in here and look for growth. But now you are instantly hiring top talent. So one of the things that we're doing in our company, we are only looking for top talent, and we're looking for people that can come work in our organization and tell us what to do. Hey, I already done this role. We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do that. One of my biggest mistakes is hiring and then trying to train for that role, right? I don't want to hire a CFO and then try to put him through school to learn about finances. No, we want to hire somebody who's already a specialist in what it is that they do, so they can come in and they can easily just start assisting us and helping us grow our team. Another thing when it comes to team with Optimize, I want you to take a moment. I want you to write down, what are all the roles that you need in your company right now? Because a lot of my audience is, some people don't have a team. They normally a one-man show, a couple-man show. So I want you to, your probably first hire is probably going to be a virtual assistant. What are the roles and tasks that you need them to do? A lot of times what happens, guys, we go hire people. And when we go hire people, we have no clue what we want them to do. Literally, it's like, yo, I'm hiring a new person and you don't have roles, you don't have responsibilities. So I want you to go ahead and write down roles and responsibilities, and your HR team could help you identify what it is that you need them to do. Another thing is, go look on websites of other people hiring and see what the scope of work is. If you're hiring their assistant, what are they asking them to do? If you're hiring a video team, what are you asking them to do? If you're hiring a sales manager, what are you asking them to do? You can't have them come in and be like, well, figure it out on your own, because now you're not spending your dollars effectively or efficiently because you haven't given them a clear role on what it is they need to do. So I want to make sure you guys get very clear on this team thing. This team thing is very important, y'all. We got about 20, 30 people total on our team, like 10 W-2 employees. Like, our team is rapidly growing. And I'm like, the biggest thing is you want to make sure people are coming in and they're handling their business and really doing what they need to do. And another thing with team, y'all, I'm gonna be honest, with hiring top talent is they're going to hold themselves accountable. Like, you want to find people who could bring roles and activities and bring them to the finish line. That's another error that we had, is like, you want to do less of holding people's hands as possible so you could focus on the bigger picture stuff. So my goal in my company is to focus on the bigger picture stuff. My goal is to focus on the marketing. My goal is to focus on bringing more revenue inside of our company so we can grow. The next step in growing your business and optimizing is we talk about marketing. So we talked about sales, right? We talked about team. We talked about marketing, right? Or the next step when we talk about optimizing marketing right now, I want to ask yourself, how are you currently marketing right now? How are people knowing that you exist, right? The lifeblood of your business outside of sales is marketing. So sales is how we're going to make the money, but marketing is how people are going to be, how essentially, like, people are going to become aware of us. Like, how do Neo exist? How have I found Neo? So the first thing I want you to do, depend on your company, is start surveying your customers and find out, where have people found you? How did they find you? Why? Because if they found you in a certain way, you probably need to do more of that thing. So sometimes, even if you're looking at this video on YouTube right now or wherever, comment below, how did you find me specifically? Was it on a certain Instagram page? Was it from Facebook? Was it from a YouTube ad? Was it from a podcast? Like, tell me specifically. And one of the things I'm going to do to optimize is see how I can get in front of their audience even more, so more people know that I exist. So that's one of the first things I'm thinking about. Like, how can I make sure more people know I exist? Next thing, when it comes down to optimizing right now, take a moment to write down all of the things you are doing with marketing. Where are you being seen right now? Are you only focusing on Instagram right now? Are you only focusing on influencers right now? Are you only focusing on Facebook ads right now? Are you only focusing on YouTube ads right now? Like, ask yourself right now, what is my focus? Like, where are people seeing me at? And then the next question, if you've been focusing on Facebook, right? Maybe you might need to unroll YouTube now, and you don't got to come unroll all of these. But the idea is that you can essentially put somebody in charge of that platform that can help get you out there. So no, I'm not telling you to go run YouTube yourself, but get somebody that can possibly run YouTube and manage that. I'm not telling you to go run TikTok yourself, but get somebody that can possibly run TikTok and manage that. So what you want to do is you want to start optimizing all of these areas. So now, guess what? I'm being seen from Facebook. I'm being seen from YouTube. I'm being seen from LinkedIn. I'm being seen from TikTok. And it's extremely hard to do all of these at once. But as you begin to grow, what we talked about prior, your team, you're now going to be able to optimize your marketing and get more people to see you. Another thing, I see a lot of people that are like, yo, I'm making money. And this is something I've been guilty of. It'll be like, yo, I spent $50,000 on Facebook last month. It was a 2x ROI, right? Okay, Neil, why didn't you spend 100? One of my guys, one of my clients, right? He's spending like 15 grand a day. I'm like, why not spend 30 grand a day? If it's profitable, why not double up what you're spending? So if you find something that works, in the comments, write this down, double down on it. If you find something that works, do more of that thing. Why? Because if it's already getting you results, what if you do more of it? Like the biggest mistake that we made earlier on is we found something that worked and we stopped doing it. That's when I prayed to God. I'm like, God, I started making y'all $10,000 a month and $11,000 and $12,000 and $13,000 a month. I think it was like maybe about 7 years ago. I don't know. I don't remember the exact date, right? But I stopped doing everything that allowed me to get there. So now I went back and said, man, I need to do better. Like I said, God, if you get me back to that number, I'm never going to take off again. Right? I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna commit, and that's kind of what I did. But another mistake that I made, and I want to talk about it. And I guess I'll talk about that when we get to the next step. But back to marketing, y'all. I want you to focus on just how can you start being seen more, who can run and manage these different operations, right? And ideally, you do want to bring people in internal to help you with this. So you got one person, right? Almost like a CMO, chief marketing officer, that's making sure, even if you're running agencies, you want to go ahead. We're looking to hire a CMO right now because guess what? They're managing the relationship with the person who's running our Facebook ads. They're managing the relationship with the person who's running our YouTube. They're managing the relationship with the shout outs. So they're making sure they're communicating, making sure all of these things are being done effectively and efficiently. They're managing direct mail. They're managing radio ads. Like they're managing all of these things that we're focusing on, right? So again, my ultimate goal is to just, y'all, this is how you really grow a business. It's not adding more stuff. It's optimizing what you currently have. And the next one we want to talk about is optimizing your operations. And the operations is important because this may be how you deliver your product. This may be how you fulfill your product. Like I want you to take a moment to sit down and write fulfillment. How is this product being fulfilled to my customers and clients? And what are 5 to 10 ways to improve that process? I want you to send out an email to your customers and clients asking them, how can this process be improved? What's one thing you love about what we're doing? What's one thing you want us to improve on? What's something that we're not doing that you would like us to be doing? Right? What's one area that what's something that we should, what's one way that we can help you that we're currently not helping you? So now what you're doing, you're getting all the data on how you can actually improve your fulfillment. You're getting all the data, how you can actually improve your operations and how you can totally help people just grow, right? So that's a few things when it comes to operation. And again, my ultimate goal is to help you guys grow. And if you're interested in learning more how we can help you, go to mastermindwithneo.com. Go ahead and apply for our mastermind. And this way we can see how we can help you, as well as we got a VIP day where you can go in and sit down with myself and team for a day and really help you grow your business. So with that being said, stay tuned for the next video. As soon as this ends, go watch another video and another video. Every video we have on this channel is specifically designed to help you grow. So thanks for tapping in. Please like, subscribe, and share, and go ahead and comment below your biggest takeaway on this video. See you soon.